and a very good morning to one and all present here. Today I, Ashmi Jha, am honored to welcome you all to this important session on living with HIV, stigma and discrimination. HIV/AIDS is more than a medical condition. It carries stigma and discrimination that impact millions. Misconceptions often lead to exclusion, but through this session, we aim to foster awareness, empathy and inclusivity. I would first like to introduce you all to the Institute. The seed in the form of Rohini Educational Society, sown to provide educational quality education in 1983, has flourished to a tree, spreading its branches and stems of education far and wide. Through its concerted efforts, the Society has created several institutions of known standards and repute for imparting quality education right from the kindergarten stage to master level under the brand name Geeta Ratan. Geeta Ratan International Business School was established in the year 2004. It is a self-financing ISO 9001-2008, 14001-2015 and 50001-2018 credit certified and NAAC accredited institution. It is affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, Delhi and approved by All India Council for Technical Education, Ministry of Education, Government of India for technical courses and Bar Council of India for law courses. The institute conducts various courses, namely MBA, BBA General, both first and second shift, BBA LLB integrated, BLLB integrated. This year, we have added another feather to our cap by acquiring 2 new courses, namely MBA integrated and LLM. GIBS has been graded A by National Assessment and Accreditation Council in 3rd cycle. GIBS has been rated A+ by State Fee Regulatory Committee, a fee committee of Government of NCT of Delhi. GIBS has been rated highest grading A by Joint Inspection Committee of Government of NCT of Delhi and GGSIP University since 2013 till date. GIBS has been rated grade A by Academic Audit Cell of GGSIP University since 2011 till date. As one of the national capital's leading business school, GIBS brings together people, cultures and ideas from around the corner to change lives and to transform organizations. The institute is an ideal setting for learning, a diverse community knit together by its physical environment as well as by its commitment to the highest standards of excellence, integrity, free expression and inquiry. The campus boasts state-of-the-art infrastructure, facilities and resources. To lead today's discussion, we are privileged to have with us Dr. Neha Gupta, founder of NG Swasth and senior consultant at Fortis Memorial Research Institute. With nearly 2 decades of global experience in infectious disease, she has significant contributions to HIV/AIDS awareness, tuberculosis management and infection control. A recipient of prestige honors like Corona Warrior Award and the Healthcare Award from DGHS, Government of India, she is also the proud title holder of Mrs. India, Pride of India 2021. Her dedication to advancing healthcare and empowering patients is truly inspiring. We welcome you, ma'am. Now, I would like to invite Muskan ma'am and Vandana ma'am, NSS coordinators, for presenting a plant sapling to our chief guest as a gesture of gratitude. Now, we all would like to invite Dr. Neha Gupta ma'am to enlighten us with her valuable insights.
I'm thrilled and excited to be here, and I'm sure by the end of the session, all of you will also be equally excited. So, I'm here to discuss regarding living with HIV and what are the various stigmas and discrimination associated with HIV infection. And I would like all of you to interact, okay? So when we talk about HIV, it is always thought as a deadly disease, which is definitely going to result in mortality or death. Is it true? Yes or no? So can we have show of hands? Okay? So how many of you think that once diagnosed with HIV infection, it is a sure short death sentence? Yes. Raise your hands. How many of you think that it is good? Yeah, okay. And how many of you think that it is manageable? People can live with HIV. And most of you don't think either ways because I can see the show of hands. Okay. Or those who have not raised your hands, you don't know much about HIV. Is that true? Okay. Thank you so much for the words. So there is a lot of stigma associated with HIV and next slide. But in the last close to 4 decades or 40 years, there has been staggering advances in the field of HIV medicine, and HIV infection has been changed from a sure short death sentence to a chronic manageable illness. So there are potent antiretroviral therapy, which means anti-HIV medications, which are available, and they have transformed HIV to a chronic manageable disease. NG Swastha, Infectious Diseases Clinic, which focuses on creating awareness regarding infections in the community and their prevention. And we are going to talk about this particular infection today. Next. Because of the antiretroviral therapy, we have hope with HIV infection, and there are ways for prevention. So I'm going to discuss what is the current scenario of HIV infection globally and in India. What are the myths and facts associated with HIV infection? How do we diagnose HIV? Like, can you or somebody else have HIV? What is the treatment? When should we start the treatment? And also, what are the various preventive strategies? So let's first discuss the global incidence of HIV infection. So do you think HIV is very common or it's very rare? Common. It's common? Who said that? Okay, so this is data from the United Nations, 2014. In fact, there is a gap. So 30% of the adults living with HIV more than 50 years of age. 13% are people who are living with HIV. And in fact, if you care, it is told that in Netherlands, more than 70% of the people will be more than 50 years of age by 2030. So there is a huge number, and people, as we have effective medications, people are living with HIV. What about in India? So India has the second highest burden of HIV infection in the world. Why? Because first of all, we are the biggest in the whole world. Plus, there is lack of awareness, and despite having prevention strategies, people don't know that we can prevent HIV as well. There are close to 25 lakh people who are living with HIV in India nowadays, today, as of today, and close to 70,000 new infections which happen annually. Besides, people still die of HIV or AIDS-related death, which is close to 40,000 annually. So, it's important that we create awareness, prevent it, and if suppose there is somebody who's diagnosed with HIV, gets the appropriate therapy so that they can be properly treated and the complications can be prevented. So what are the myths and facts about HIV infection? So can you please, one of you, in this whole audience, 5 myths about HIV. One each. One of you can tell me about what do you think is, yeah, please tell me. Please introduce yourself as well.
Try and speak like that. I think you will be Hello everyone. छूने से फैल सकता है।
Correct. So what is the fact?
कि मैम ये सेक्सुअली ट्रांसमिटेड होता है मोस्टली, या फिर किसी इन्फेक्टेड अगर कोई इन्फेक्टेड इंजेक्शन इंजेक्ट करने को है तो उससे हो सकता है।
Correct. Absolutely. So that's definitely a myth. So first, very important point is what are the ways of transmission of HIV infection? You said sexual transmission, absolutely right. And so it's not like everybody who's having a sexual intercourse with HIV positive patient will develop HIV, but there is a risk, and the risk is somewhere between 1 to 100. Okay, and but since HIV is a life-threatening disease, it's a lifelong disease. That is why it's important to prevent it there in case if there is some sexual encounter which happens. Thank you so much for that. But can it be transmitted through kissing? No. Correct. So that's a fact which all of you know, that yes, basically it is transmitted through the genital secretions, through vaginal fluid or through the seminal fluid. Through the saliva, the HIV infection does not get transmitted. Having said that, again it's important to have safe sexual practices, because besides HIV, you can have certain other sexually transmitted diseases which can go through the saliva. So one has to be careful about that. Now, it's injections and tattooing. These are the other ways where one can have HIV infection transmission from mother to child also is possible. That is why if there is a pregnant lady, then she should be started on the HIV treatment as early as possible, and contaminated blood and blood products. And injections, so sharing of needles is not to be done. Another myth, can anybody else volunteer? One more myth, please. Myth, or what do you think about, what comes to your mind when you talk about HIV? Anybody from the front room, or what comes to your mind when you think about HIV? Can it be? Okay, so I'll ask. I'll actually show you a video then. Okay? So there are certain myths and facts about HIV, and we'll just briefly go through this. No, not this. The myths and facts from the YouTube channel. Yeah.
स्टार्ट करनी चाहिए. What should be your food habits? क्या आपको avoid करना चाहिए? What are the various myths and facts about HIV? Hi, I'm Dr. Neha Gupta, infectious diseases specialist with close to 2 decades of global experience, empowering my patients to overcome their infections and lead a healthy, smart life they deserve. So a few myths and facts about HIV and AIDS. First, HIV and AIDS is the same. No. HIV is a virus, and HIV is also a spectrum of infection. So कई बार HIV infection positive होता है, but patients को कोई symptom नहीं होते. So it can be an early stage of the HIV infection as well. Whereas AIDS is one of the late stages or the last stages of the HIV infection. Usually CD4 count बहुत कम होता है, less than 200. Complex infections हो सकती हैं, life threatening infections जैसे brain में cryptococcal meningitis, या फिर complex tuberculosis, या फिर कोई cancer. And besides this, it is very, very difficult to treat. So why is it important that we should differentiate between HIV and AIDS? Because कई बार हमें ये देखना होता है कि कौन सी दवाई स्टार्ट करनी है. AIDS में हमें रूल आउट करना होता है अपॉर्चुनिस्टिक इन्फेक्शंस को. पहले इन्फेक्शंस को ट्रीट करेंगे और उसके बाद में फिर हम HIV की मेडिकेशन स्टार्ट करेंगे to avoid any complication during the course of therapy. Second, HIV is equivalent to a death sentence. बिल्कुल भी नहीं. In the last 4 decades, there have been staggering advances in the field of HIV medicine. We have developed good, effective anti-HIV medications known as antiretroviral therapy. और इसको लेके आप अपनी लाइफ को हेल्दी, स्वस्थ तरीके से जी सकते हैं. थर्ड, HIV की medication start कर दी. Now I don't need any follow up. It's okay. Let me just pop in the pill. बिल्कुल भी नहीं. During the therapy, it's important to have regular follow-ups because there can be sometimes side effects of the medications. The antiretroviral drugs are very safe, but some of them can result in metabolic side effects जैसे कि किसी को diabetes, weight gain, cholesterol problem, कई बार kidney का problem या bone से related problems हो सकती है. इन सभी को जल्दी से जल्दी डिटेक्ट करना जरूरी है so that we can prevent the complications related to the drugs. Fourth, अगर HIV infection है so I cannot live with my family. ऐसा भी नहीं है. Transmission of HIV is predominantly through 3 major ways. One is sexual transmission, second is through blood and blood products which are contaminated, so tattooing as well as contaminated blood products, and third is from mother to the baby. HIV transmission does not happen through casual contact. So आप अपनी फैमिली के साथ रह सकते हैं, hugging, kissing, sharing the utensils, sharing beds as well as sharing the bathroom does not result in transmission of the HIV infection. Fifth, herbal medications can be used for HIV. So herbal medications, we don't know what its contents are. The most important for treatment of HIV are the antiretroviral therapy which is available. So they have to be started as soon as possible to prevent complications like complex infections and even cancers and even heart attacks. So these can be prevented by starting the medications early. I hope आपको ये information अच्छी लगी होगी, and with this you will get the confidence to lead your life with confidence as well as you can lead a healthy, swasth life.
One of the myths is that HIV, if a person has HIV, that person will always have symptoms. It's not true. Many of the patients, like suppose a person has acquired HIV infection, there may not be any symptoms at all. So your partner may not have any symptoms. It is important to know the status of your partner so that you can protect yourself as well as know your own status so that you can protect your partner as well. So always keep, if you have partner, then check your status as well as check your partner's status as well, because that will help in the health of everybody. Okay, so now coming to the diagnosis. Next. We're coming to the diagnosis. So first is how do I diagnose? So first is based on the symptoms. If there is a person who's having fever, if there is say any kind of vaginal discharge, any penile discharge, or if you're having fever, cough for more than 2 weeks, diarrhea, sometimes acute viral infection, सर्दी खांसी एकदम से ही हो जाना, so that could also be one of the symptoms for HIV as well. But majority of the patients, those who are coming early to us, they do not have any signs or symptoms. So how do we diagnose them? That is on the basis of test. So there are certain tests which are available, and these are the HIV ELISA test, including the P24 antigen test. And in case you've had an exposure with somebody, then within just after 15 days, it can be diagnosed whether you have HIV infection or not. So if you have any unexpected, sexual contact with somebody, please don't get scared, don't go into depression, but check yourself and before that, I will talk about prevention as well in the subsequent slides. Now coming to treatment, next. So in HIV, we must remember that HIV virus does not get completely killed. And I'm a firm believer of this fact that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Next. In case of HIV infection, as the treatment never kills the virus, the treatment only suppresses it. The treatment is lifelong. So once diagnosed with HIV infection, the patient has to take the treatment regularly, lifelong as of now. We may have advances in the future and there can be a cure as well, but that's going to take at least a decade or so. Next. So I think, I'll summarize this because it's going to be too much for you. Remember that HIV virus keeps on multiplying. So when it multiplies, it undergoes changes and mutations. So even if a person is taking antiretroviral therapy, that is anti-HIV medication, the virus can mutate. And that is why a regular follow-up is extremely important. Next. Next. And usually, as for our defense, we need three antiretroviral therapy, which is given to one single pill, is given for a proper suppression of the of the virus. Next.
क्या आपको HIV इन्फेक्शन डायग्नोज हुआ है?
I think
आई एम श्योर आप बहुत घबराए हुए होंगे, पर आपको
next, yeah. So I'll focus on prevention here. So do you know that HIV infection can be prevented? How many are aware that it can be prevented? Okay, great. So only one. How many of you don't know that it can be prevented? Raise your hands. Come on, I can have at least show of hands. Participate, please. You know it can be prevented or not? Okay. So how can it be prevented?
By therapy.
Yeah, correct.
By practicing safe sex
Practices, correct. So what therapy is available? Do we have therapy?
I don't know.
Okay, correct. But if there, okay. So that's known as post-exposure prophylaxis. Okay. So this is post-exposure prophylaxis. In case you've had any contact with somebody where you don't know the status of your partner, then you can take medications within the first 72 hours and that can give you complete 100% protection against the HIV infection. There is also a concept of pre-exposure prophylaxis, like in case if you're anticipating that I'm going to have sexual contact with somebody, then you can take the medications even 2 hours prior and that will protect you against the HIV infection. So there are medications and it can be taken, so consult a specialist in HIV regarding that in case if it's happening. But besides the medications, most important is following safe sexual practices and limiting the number of partners. This is extremely important. The medications are not replacement for any barrier precautions. They are not replacement for, barrier precautions have to be followed. Next. So this is a table which summarizes protect your partner with these preventive measures. As mentioned, pre and post exposure prophylaxis. Use condoms the right way. Choose sexual activities or activities with low risk and get tested. Get tested for HIV as well as other sexually transmitted diseases. In my practice, I'm seeing other STDs, including syphilis, which is becoming very common and it's much more transmissible as compared to HIV. And if not treated, it can result in problems. So it can also be picked up with the help of certain blood tests. Next. Yeah, I think this video is important. So
अगर आपका किसी के साथ संबंध हुआ है unexpectedly और आपको डर लग रहा है कि आपको कहीं HIV इन्फेक्शन तो नहीं हो जाएगा, so HIV इन्फेक्शन को इफेक्टिव मेडिकेशंस के द्वारा प्रिवेंट भी किया जा सकता है. So let's discuss post exposure prophylaxis for prevention of HIV infection and other sexually transmitted diseases and pre-exposure prophylaxis. Hi, I'm Dr. Neha Gupta, Senior Infectious Diseases Physician from the first batch of FNB infectious diseases in India and close to 2 decades of global experience from the world's best hospitals, enabling my patients to overcome their infections and lead a healthy, swasth life you deserve. So, post exposure prophylaxis. Basically, अगर आपका किसी के साथ संबंध हुआ है और आपको उनका स्टेटस मालूम नहीं है या फिर आप पता नहीं कर सकते हैं, so there is always a risk of HIV, even with condoms, or especially when there is a breach of condom, and then there can be a contact with the genital secretions. The risk of infection based from exposure to exposure can range from 0.1% to even 3%. And जब status नहीं पता है या फिर high risk exposure है, तो ये risk increase हो जाता है. तो क्या हम इसको prevent कर सकते हैं? Yes. तो अगर exposure के within 72 hours, within 3 days, आपने एक infectious disease specialist या फिर specialist in HIV से consult करके effective antiviral medications ली है, तो फिर ये risk almost zero हो जाता है. So we have good medications and these medications should be started as early as possible. जल्दी से जल्दी start करना चाहिए within 72 hours and usually they are continued for 20.
So these medications are continued for 28 days. And so as I was mentioning, like besides the HIV infection, there is STD, which includes syphilis. So for syphilis also there is medication and one should take it. So it's doxycycline, which is just 2 doses and it will protect against syphilis. If you just if you don't check for the other STDs, the risk of HIV infection will also increase. So for reducing the risk of getting HIV infection, again it's focus on behavior. Choose less risky sexual behaviors and I would emphasize that know the status of your partner, because खुद हमारे पास बहुत patients हैं जो कि treatment लेते हैं and then they are virologically completely suppressed और पता भी नहीं चलेगा कि हाँ उनको HIV infection है. So it's important for both girls and boys to know the status of your partner, and of course then the decision as once they are virologically suppressed, they are untransmissible also. So it should not be a complete stigma as well for them. Like somebody who is positive, he can live his life healthy, safely, and like as I think as a society, it's important to not discriminate against them, against the person who is having HIV infection. I mean, it's important to focus on and accept the behavior as well. In case there is exposure, so use the preventive measures for acquiring these infections. So these infections can be prevented. Use condoms every time you have sexual encounter with somebody. Try and limit the sexual partners as well. Get tested regularly for STDs. Don't use any injections or injectables, and get tested for HIV infection as on a regular basis as well. So other important aspect for young adults for prevention of infections is vaccination. How many of you are vaccinated for hepatitis B and HPV? So hepatitis B, like HIV, is also transmissible and it can result in chronic liver diseases. But unlike HIV, where we don't have any vaccination for hepatitis B, we have effective vaccination. So those who have not got yourself vaccinated, or you don't know whether your anti-hepatitis B titer is positive, you should get it checked and get vaccinated, because you can then completely protect yourself against hepatitis B infection. And I'm sure all of you must have heard about HPV, right? HPV is the one which causes the cervical cancer and it can cause anal cancers as well. So we also have vaccination which can protect against the HPV. There are 3 doses. Ideally it should be taken before the sexual debut, and if suppose the child takes it less than 15 years, then it's 2 doses, but I'm sure here all of you will need more than 3 doses here. Next, yeah. Next. And so, to summarize, with effective medications, a person who's having HIV should not think that it is a complete death sentence. One can lead a healthy life, but focus has to be on prevention of these infections as well as the other sexually transmitted diseases. I think this is extremely important in today's era. Know the status of your partner as well. It's important to have trust, but protect yourself and follow safe sexual practices. Thank you so much. Yeah. I think this is the last slide. Yeah. So this is for creating awareness regarding infectious diseases in the community. You can scan it and subscribe and share as well. Thank you so much.
You can start.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm having a question that what are some signs of mental health issues of a people struggling with HIV? Are there any?
Yeah, that's a very important question, and that shows that you know about HIV infection quite a lot. Yeah, that's true. People who are living with HIV, many of them have problems related to mental health, which includes depression. First of all, it can be because they have to pop in pills. It's still a stigma, so people can't come out of it in the open. So there is depression associated with this, and sometimes because the diagnosis is delayed, so few of them also may be on anti-psychiatric medications because HIV virus also affects the brain. So it can cause those symptoms very similar to a person who's having some psychiatric disorder. So many patients may be also on anti-psychiatric medication. So this goes on. So how do we tackle this? For this, I think it's again awareness which is important, and also the person needs support. So there has to be communication and support with somebody he trusts, which can be his family members, which can be his friends. That will probably help in overcoming, sharing will help in overcoming this aspect of infection. They do have mental health problems, yeah, absolutely. Loneliness is one of them. They're very scared whether I'm going to get married, what is going to happen in the future, what about my baby, can I have a family? All of that is definitely a problem. But so many of patients of mine, they have found partners, and many patients have also have babies who are not HIV positive, so it's a healthy baby. That is also very much possible in today's era. Very, very important, pertinent question. Yeah.
I want to ask you, how can we encourage open conversations about HIV without fear or stigma?
So I think platforms like this will definitely encourage open conversations, and you can discuss it among your friends first, and then probably also use social media to create awareness regarding the HIV infection. That will definitely help. The more and more we normalize it, it's basically about, since there is so much of stigma because it is associated as a STD or a sexually transmitted disease, that is still, obviously we're not that open about it in our community yet. So acceptance of the fact that people living with HIV are not going to transmit it to others, and discussing it closely will definitely create more and more openness and more open conversations as well. Thank you, Kanika, for the question. Yeah.
Diseases like HIV.
What's your good name?
Himanshi.
Thank you, Himanshi, for the question. Yeah, there are other diseases when we say HIV infection. So there are other sexually transmitted diseases as well. One of them very prominent is syphilis. Syphilis is diagnosed with a blood test. Sometimes it cannot have any symptom, no symptom at all. And some patients may develop rashes on the palms as well as the soles. So there can be red rashes. If not treated, it is life-threatening. It can result in brain as well as heart-related problems. So it needs to be diagnosed earlier. In fact, it's much more prevalent than HIV infection. The good part is that syphilis is completely curable. We also have other sexually transmitted diseases, which includes chlamydia, mycoplasma, and several others. But two important diseases which are asymptomatic are syphilis and chlamydia, and they are very easily transmissible as well. The other infection which is not curable is hepatitis B. Like HIV, we do not have any cure for hepatitis B at all. But unlike HIV, we have effective vaccination for the hepatitis B. So all of you, I'm sure all of you would be vaccinated for hepatitis B, but not all people develop antibodies. So you should get yourself tested with it. Suppose you're getting your blood test next time, get anti-hepatitis B antibody titer, and if it is less than 10, you can get yourself a booster shot. It's not expensive at all, it's just 40 rupees. So that's it, you can get yourself the shot and you can protect yourself. It causes chronic liver disease as well as cancers in the liver. So that can be completely preventable. Thank you. Yeah.
Hello ma'am, my name is Sonia. My question is, how does the alcohol and drug use increase the risk of HIV transmission?
Thank you, Sonia, for the question. I think it's very important. So, if there is excessive alcohol consumption and the person is not, so it's alcohol, smoking, and if the person is not in their senses, then they tend to do unprotected sexual, acts. So when it is unprotected, then the risk of transmission is very high. When there is no condom, then there is no barrier precaution, the risk is going to be high. So that is why it will definitely result in more transmission. So alcohol definitely has, impact of the HIV transmission. Excessive alcohol, social drinking, perhaps in moderate drinking is okay. But as such, alcohol, as a doctor, I know people enjoy it, but alcohol is not good. Smoking is not good. Smoking is injurious to health. Smoking is bad okay, I'm sure many of you might be, but smoking is a disease. As early as possible, one should quit smoking. And remember, if you quit smoking, then your lung function also starts improving ASAP. The moment you stop, your lung function will start improving. There's no benefit from smoking, there's no benefit even from alcohol.
Are there any other questions from the audience?
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Ram, for a valuable insight and missing so many parts. Now I would like to invite NSS faculty coordinators, Muskan ma'am and Vandana ma'am, to present a memento to our chief guest as a way of thanking her. I request everyone to please stay quiet